Stand up, New York Giants fans! I got my favorite Eagles YouTuber in the house, Mr. Philly.500. I think he had a little too much eggnog.
The Entertainah! The Entertainah! The Entertainah! Sit down, Giant fans, cause they still stink! Bad dog is a mad dog, cause he knows the Giants always stink! My man, what's up? Thanks for having me on.
What's going on, my man?
Too much eggnog.
You hear that intro? How could you beat that? How could you beat this guy? Thank you guys for tuning in. Mr. Bad Dog is in the house. Stuck in the 80s in the house. Cushman Baseball. Rohan. Patriots for Life. Cesar Munoz. Who else we got in here? Rogue Dog. Mike Morena. Sperm Cell. Skull is in the house. We got all New York in the house. Karen Singh's in the house. We got a bunch of Cowboy fans. I don't know how many Eagles fans we got in here. Sperm Cell's an Eagles fan. Are you ready for some playoff football this week? You had a monumental win last week. I know you're jacked up.
Oh, yeah.
But we got a lot of games to talk about. Of course, like we did last week, we're going to save the main event for last.
Hey, I was 4-0 last week, baby.
Yeah,
I think 4-0.
I think I was 2-2. I definitely didn't pick your Eagles. I had the Colts. I'm interested to see how we do this week, man. I'm very curious to see you picking that Saints game. Kendra's in the house. But tell me about the feeling you had at the end of that game. Did you think he was going to miss that kick?
I called it. I knew he was going to miss. I knew he was going to miss. See, I know Cody Parkey. I hated when he was on our team. Like, I hated Cody Parkey. Even when he was all-pro, I'm like, I don't like this guy. I don't trust him. I knew he was gonna miss, especially when he made it when they called the timeout and he kicked it anyways.
Right.
And then they iced him.
When they iced him,
I was like, this guy's gonna miss this.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was officially, I guess, maybe blocked or just touched enough to hit the bar twice. But
so yeah, supposedly somebody got a piece of it, right?
Yeah.
But my take on that game was where it was blown. Really, was the Bears' defense, because the Bears had a 5-point, 6-point lead, whatever it was, and they're built for their defense, and they couldn't hold Nick Foles. That's why they lost the game. Everybody's going to say the field goal, but the defense didn't hold up. That's the strength of their team. Yeah,
well, I mean, look, in the first half, Trubisky could have thrown 3 interceptions. Avonte Maddox had a pick 6, but he was just he wasn't tall enough. He had another one at the sideline, and then right before the half, in the end zone, Trey Sullivan drops it. I thought we actually outplayed them in the first half. I thought they came out and played better in the second half. But Nick Foles, I mean, that's what he's known for, those late game drives, and did it again.
He's been so clutch. I got to give him a ton of credit. I see Afghanistan's in the chat. Anybody new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Take a look in the description. Sub this gentleman up. He's my favorite Eagles YouTuber. I'm always thrilled when he comes on the channel. And like I said, we got some big games to talk about. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start AFC? Do you want to start NFC?
Let's start AFC and save the NFC for last.
All right, let's go with the Colts versus the Chiefs.
What a game this is going to be.
This game, big storylines in this game. I'm very excited to get your take on this. Arrowhead, of course, is a very tough place to play, and the Colts are red hot.
Red hot.
I'm excited to get your take on this game.
Yeah. Look, Andy Reid in the playoffs, this is the time of year where he always comes up short. Now, he does do good after bye weeks usually, but we saw a lot of first-year quarterbacks last year, their first go at it in the playoffs, struggle. We see them struggle. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, they all struggled. I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to do. I expect him to do good, but we don't know what we're going to get. But the thing is with this game, I think the Colts are red hot, and I like their offense. I think they can score points. I think they can move the ball. And I think that they can score points on Kansas City's defense. So I really think the Colts are going to go in and beat the Chiefs.
Yes, I love it. The Colts, I said it last week, they're my Super Bowl pick, and you're damn right I'm picking the Colts. I am picking the Colts to go in to Kansas City, a very tough place to play against everybody loves the Chiefs. They're this high-powered offense, this fantasy offense with all these great players. I think the Colts are the better football team right now. I think the Colts now have won 10 out of 11, whatever it is. 10 out of 11. With that offensive line, their ability to run the football, The Chiefs' defense, as poor as it is, I think the Colts are going to control the clock. I think that defense is underrated. I think they'll create a few turnovers, and I think Andrew Luck is going to bowl out. I think the Colts are going to put up 35 points in that team, and I see the Colts winning a shootout 35-31 as the Colts go to the AFC title game as the 6th seed.
I agree. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I really want to see this game because I think this game has potential to be like just a great game. It really does.
It might be the funnest game of the week. In terms of, it's gonna be high. I mean, you got two great quarterbacks going at it. You know the Chiefs are giving up points, so Luck's gonna get his opportunities. Mahomes and that Chiefs offense always puts up points. It's in Kansas City. Now I don't know what the weather conditions are like. That could play a factor in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game, and I am really excited for it. I'm excited to see what the chat thinks. What does everybody in the chat think? Colts or Chiefs? Let me know. And so how was your week? I'm sure you had a very
It was a busy week. It was a busy week. One of my kids got sick. I had to go to doctors and dentist appointments. It was one of those kind of weeks, where you kind of put things off through the holidays, and then now you're back in the whole motion, and you got all these things that kind of caught up with you. So it was one of those weeks,
Yeah. But it was a happy week. It was a happy week.
It was a happy week. A great week.
Your Eagles won, yeah. But so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody picked the Colts. One person.
Wow.
The sexy goat picked the Chiefs. Everyone else picked the Colts. Patriots for Life said 45-44. Now that would be That's almost 100 points.
That would be a classic playoff game. 45-44.
I just can't.
That would be wow.
Is that that game's on Sunday?
I think that game's the first game. Isn't it the first game tomorrow?
Yeah,
I think
know
it's
the
tomorrow.
Cowboys game's the 8 o'clock game. So
Cowboys,
that's the first game. Wow, what a way to kick it off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic game.
Are you streaming that game?
Yeah, I'm actually alternating channels with UCF Jaguar. That game is going to be on UCF Jaguar's channel. The link is...
Well, everybody, you guys tune in to their stream, definitely.
I appreciate that.
I will definitely be doing that.
Are you streaming that game?
No, I'm not. I may stream both Sunday games, but tomorrow I'm definitely not. I'll be watching, but I'm be doing a lot of things around the house and stuff. So.
I hear you, man. Bavit is in the house, by the way. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We're gonna alternate channels. The next game we got up. Do you want to go you want to go Eagles or you want to go with the other AFC game?
Go AFC. Say the NFC for
Okay. Every game this week is great. So the next game. The next game we got up is the Chargers going to New England. I'll start with this one. The Chargers this year. All right. I forgot who I talked to about it. It might have been Bad Dog. I can't remember. I talked to somebody, and I think it was Bad Dog. Brady has never lost to Rivers. I think he's like 7-0, 6-0. But the Chargers this year are 8-1 on the road, including the playoffs. And I just think the Chargers are a better football team. I don't care that they're playing in New England. I don't care about Tom Brady. I don't care about Bill Belichick. That team's 11-5, and they're 11-5 because they played a soft schedule, in my opinion. They beat up on that division like they always do. And I think the Chargers are a much better football team. Now, a lot of people will say Brady's clutch, Rivers isn't. That's the difference in this game. Belichick's a better coach. That's true. But I just think the Chargers are that much better of a football team. I think they're much better. I think they're at least 3 or 4 games better. I don't think the Patriots are very good. And I think the Chargers are going to go in there. And I actually think they're going to beat them pretty bad. I think they're going to win by like between 8 and 10 points. I think the Chargers are going to win this game pretty easily.
Gotcha. That's interesting. You got a 5-time Super Bowl champion. Maybe the greatest quarterback ever to play, even though I still put Montana above him. But that's me. Then you got Belichick. They're there every year. Every year we look at their face in the playoffs, right? How is the Chargers going to go there and beat them, right? That's the big question because nobody thinks it's going to happen. But I got to tell you, I think you're right. I think the Chargers are going to go in and win. But I think it's going to be a close game that's going to come down to the end. But I think this Chargers team, and I've said this a couple times, I think it may be maybe the most balanced team in the playoffs.
I said that before the playoffs started. The Chargers by far the most complete team in the playoffs.
And every game they play is pretty much a road game, even at home.
Right.
I think the Chargers are going to win. I do. There's a first for everything. They don't have a weakness. That's the way I look at it. They don't have an extreme strength,
But the Chargers are just a complete team, and Patriots for Life said, learn about my Patriots. I recognize your Patriots are great. You guys have won 5 Super Bowls. You've been to 7 since Brady's been the quarterback. But everything must come to an end, and the Patriots, to me, look like they're slowing down. And I just think the Chargers, you can make an argument. The Chargers were this close to being the #1 seed. You can make an argument that the Chargers are the best. I think they are. I think the Colts are the hottest, but I think the Chargers are the best team in the AFC. And I think they're going to go into New England, and they're going to beat them.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, they were my pick coming out of the AFC. So, I'm going with the Chargers.
So we've got, if this happens, just picture how crazy this is. If this happens, what we just predicted, you are going to have the 5 seed versus the 6 seed in the AFC title game, and the Chargers as a 5 seed would get a home playoff game.
Yeah,
I was talking to Bad Dog. I don't think that's ever happened.
I don't either, and I think it could get even more crazy than that as we go forward here.
Yeah,
it is crazy, but I don't think that any of the 1 or 2 seeds in this playoffs are so much better than everybody else. They're all beatable.
Yeah, the AFC is as wide open as it's ever been, in my opinion. Because usually the Patriots are, you got the Patriots, you got Ben with the Steelers. Those are usually your top 2 teams. You had Peyton back in the day. You always had the Ravens usually are in the mix. But this year, when going in, I said any of these 6 teams could go to the Super Bowl, and it hasn't been like that in a while in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed.
Let's see what we got here. All right, guys, everybody, tell me your picks here. One Giant Rebuttal says 2013 Chargers. I want everybody to tell me your scores. Entertainah, thanks for checking me out. You got it, Cushman. Yeah, I try to check out everybody. And by the way, please sub up Philly.500. Link is in the description below. How you doing? That one guy says 24-17. Pats take it. Bold up, Chris Sinor says. 24-20 Chargers. All right, so it's kind of mixed. Big Blue Life says 27-24 Chargers. Pazienza says 27-24 Pats. 27. Bad Dog's got the Pats. It's kind of mixed.
Bad Dog's got the Pats. He loves Tom Brady. What do you expect?
How you doing?
Yeah. How you doing, Bad Dog?
Philly.500.
I love Bad Dog.
John's in the house.
I love Bad Dog.
Yeah, Bad Dog's the best. John's in the house. He says, what's going on, Philly.500?
What's up, man?
And Kendra says 27-24 Chargers. Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of mixed. I think this is so far the first 2 games I think are fantastic. I think both games, both of those games could be high scoring, in the 30s type games. I think they're both going to be great.
I agree. Agreed.
Let's see what we got. Joe Lutz is announced. What's going on, my man? So, okay, so now we did the 2 AFC games. Now we're going to shift to our rival. I got a lot of Cowboy people in this chat.
The stinking Cowboys. Dallas still stinks.
Got a lot of Cowboy people in this chat. And we've got the Cowboys going to L.A. to take on the Rams. The Rams off a bye. Who do you like in this one?
To me, this is basically a home game for Dallas. If it was the Eagles, this would be a home game for Eagles. I mean, it's just the way it is. I have not liked how the Rams have looked. I got a chip chat. I just want to say thank you. Nothing but love for King Dingbat. One Giant Rebuttal. Please check that guy out.
Thank you. He's got a good channel over there as well. Sub him up, and please sub up Philly.500. And yes, he says thank you for that.
Thank you.
So go on with your point. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So no, you're good. I haven't liked how the Rams have looked in the stretch going, into the season. Really, I think that when Cooper Kupp got hurt, that was kind of Jared Goff's security blanket. We've had Gurley, who's been out, and I think this is set up for the. God, I hate saying this crap, man. I am not rooting for Dallas. I will never root for Dallas, but I think they're going to win. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this game. Me personally, on one hand, if we could meet them in the NFC Championship game, that would be like unbelievable. But I can't outwardly ever root for Dallas. So, but I do think they're going to win.
Okay. Before I looked into this game, I was with you. I said the Cowboys are going to win this game. They're the hot team. The Rams finished 2-2 their last 4. Then I looked at the stuff. I looked into it. I see that the Cowboys are 3-5 for the year on the road. The Rams are 7-1 at home. The Rams only lost at home. I forget what it was, but it was a narrow loss. Oh, it was to you guys, 30-23. It was to the Eagles.
The champs are here, baby.
Their only loss was to the Eagles late in the season, 30-23.
That's right.
So then I said to myself, okay, this looks like it's favoring the Rams. The Rams have an extra week to prepare. I think I'm picking the Rams. But my gut keeps telling me, and I hate the feeling. I'm with you, Philly. I hate the feeling. All the numbers tell me, everything tells me pick the Rams. For all the reasons I just said, and I think they're a better football team. But the Cowboys are hot. They've established an identity. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win 24-21 Cowboys. In LA, I can't believe I'm doing that.
I don't like Dallas getting that close to the Super Bowl. I really don't. But it just seems set up that way. It really does. Maybe the Rams will surprise me, but I was not impressed with Jared Goff last year in the playoffs. Now maybe that was his first year. We'll see. But I just think the way it's set up, I think Dallas is going to go in and run the ball, control the clock, control the tempo. Their defense is going to keep the Rams to a minimum, and they're going to wind up winning this game. They just feel it.
That's exactly. I forgot to bring up that point as well too. That Goff last year just choked, and this team just choked last year in the playoffs when they had a home game. So that has to be taken into account too. I could easily see Dallas losing this game. The Rams, in my opinion, are a better team. They're a great home team, but there's just something that's telling me that the Cowboys are going to win.
I mean, if the Rams won, it would not surprise me in the least. It would not. I mean, but I just think the way Dallas is playing, I think Dallas has momentum on their side.
Going with the hot team. Kendra says, Chris, I'll take it, and we are going to win. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a great game. Dark Demonic says it will be amazing if the Cowboys get another home player. Well, we're going to get into that possibility in a second, Dark Demonic. I'm hoping to see a Cowboys vs. Saints NFC champ. You might just see that, Chuck Sharch. Chuck Sharch, by the way, thank you for tuning into the stream. Russell says the Cowboys defense has shown some real strength stopping the Saints on the Yeah, I mean, granted that game was the Saints were on the road. They're not the same offense on the road, but still that Dallas defense is for real. They're a top 5 or 6 defense in the league. If they could make the Rams one-dimensional, if you could force Goff to be a passer, the Rams could be in trouble. Because I don't think Goff is a type of quarterback that could carry a team on his back.
I agree.
So we'll see. Eagles 31. All right. So now, okay, Bad Dog's already got his prediction up for the Eagles game. So we're going to do that real quick. Then we're going to get to the chat for about 20, 25 minutes. Then I got to go on Bad Dog's channel. So now we've got the main event. We've got the matchup Philly's been waiting for. Philly.500, the best man on YouTube. The Eagles are coming off a monumental upset in heartbreaking fashion. The missed field goal hit every part of the post butt going in. And now they're going to the hardest place to play in the NFL. The Saints are rested. They're taking on Breeze. To my knowledge, the Saints of Drew Brees has never lost at home in the playoffs.
Never. Drew Brees has never lost to the playoffs at home.
Your Eagles are red hot. They've got the experience. They're the defending Super Bowl champions.
The champs.
The Saints.
Champs are here.
The Saints, in my opinion, have been the best team in football dating back to last year when regular season. Over the last 2 years. Who do you like?
You know who I like. You know who I like. Look, this is. I'm old. I'm 43. I'm old. Bad Dog, me. We've seen it. I've seen this too many times. A team like this at this stage barely gets in, barely escapes, but is on a roll. Okay, the Eagles went to LA and beat the Rams. They're the 2 seed. They went and beat Chicago, the 3 seed. Nobody can convince me that they can't go in and pull this game out. Now, here's the thing. This is the best team they're going to play, I think, the remainder of the playoffs. I think the Super Bowl champion, most likely, is coming out of this game. I think whoever wins this game is going all the way. Because if the Eagles win, you can't convince me they can't go and beat Dallas or beat the Rams. Not after going into New Orleans. After New Orleans put 48 up on us, embarrassed us, rubbed it in. Okay? Now, if the Saints win, they're going to get a home playoff game next week. I don't think anybody beats them in New Orleans, so I think they get a Super Bowl. That's why I think the winner of this game, the NFC champion, is coming out at the very least. Okay, You hear about this, like Sean Payton bringing in cash with armed guards and the Super Bowl trophy and yelling at the players. Only win 3 more games. To me, he's feeling the heat. He's feeling the pressure. He's worried his guys aren't ready. And if we get to the fourth quarter of this game, because I think the Saints are going to come out, and I think they're going to be able to move the ball, and they're going to score. They're going to go up quick. But if the Eagles can just like weather the storm and make this a game going in the fourth quarter, I think the Eagles win. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think the Eagles are going to win on a last-second field goal, opposite of what happened last week, and they win 33-31 on a 51-yarder at the end of the game. That's what I have. How do you like that?
Philly.500 picking the Eagles to go back to the NFC title game to take on the Cowboys in a Giants fan's worst nightmare, meaning that one of our rivals are going to the Super Bowl. And I can't let that happen. So there is no chance I could pick the Eagles to win this football game, and I'm not picking them. Now, I recognize the Eagles have the momentum. I recognize that the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs. You always got to give them a chance. I picked against them last week, and they made me look like a fool. Now they're going to New Orleans, the toughest place to play, a place where Drew Brees has never lost in the playoffs. The Eagles have struggled running the football all year. If they get into a shootout with the Saints in that stadium, I personally cannot see them winning. I know Foles is clutch. I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking the Saints to win by a touchdown. I'm going to go 34-27. Saints in the Dome. I got the Saints taking on the Cowboys in the NFC title game in New Orleans. That's my pick.
You got to do what you got to do. It's okay. I like being doubted. I like it. I like that whole, hey, they have no chance, you have no chance. I love that. That is the best thing for us. That's what Eagle fans feel comfortable there. You know what I mean? So, there's no doubt. I don't see how it gets tougher than this game going into New Orleans. But when you get beat 48-7 and you feel a team ran it up on you, a lot of times, you see teams come back and they play that team a lot different. I think this Eagle team is not the same Eagle team that went in there, and they just keep coming. They just keep coming.
No, they're definitely not the same team. They have some very impressive wins down the stretch. They beat the Rams. The Bears. They have some very impressive wins, and they both came on the road. One-time rebuttal. Thank you so much for the Sorry King Dingbat 35-17 Saints from my man Goose. I don't think it'll be that big of a blowout. I love the way I don't love it, but they've been playing very well, the Eagles, down the stretch, and they're a dangerous football team. I don't know. I gotta go Saints. My brain is telling me pick the Eagles. It really is, because you guys scare the hell out of me. You really do, and you guys are hot right now. I think
Bad Dog says the Eagles are going to win this game.
He did.
Even Bad Dog knows.
He picked the Eagles. But, okay, so if all of your picks come to fruition, listen to this, guys. If Philly's picks all come correct, you're going to have the 5 seed versus the 6 seed in both conferences.
Well, 4.
I'm sorry. The 4 seed versus the 6 and the 5 versus... So all wild card teams.
Yeah. I said in my video today, underdogs rising, because every pick is the underdog pick this week. I really think they're going to win every game. I just do. I think all the road teams win this week. It's weird. I don't know if that's ever happened, but
I definitely think all the road teams have a very good chance. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting the Eagles out, but I got to be honest. I think the Saints are a better team. I mean, the Saints are playing at home where they're nearly impossible to beat.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I will agree with this, and I'll tell all the Eagles fans in here right now, and you, if the Eagles win this game, I will pick them to win the Super Bowl. If they win this game, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'll say that right now. That's how convinced I would be of this momentum if they were now able to go into New Orleans and win.
And if the Saints win, you really think they're going to lose next week? At home against Dallas or the Rams?
If the Saints win, I'm sticking with my Colts to win the Super Bowl, but I have the Saints going to the Super Bowl.
Right. So you have the winner of this game coming out of the NFC.
And if the Eagles win, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Can you imagine the Eagles Dallas NFC Championship game?
No.
And beating Dallas and beating them at their home, go in, win the Super Bowl. I might retire as a sports fan because it may not ever get better than that.
You can't top
It
that.
may never. You can't.
You can't top
Can
that.
you imagine going to Dallas and beating the crap out of them in the NFC Championship? Oh, man, it would be beautiful. But on the other hand, if we play the Rams, it's going to be like a home game. It's going to be all Eagle fans there.
Right.
So I don't really care who we play. I just think if we beat the Saints, nobody's stopping. I don't care where we're going. If we could go to New Orleans and win, nobody's beating us. I really believe that.
It's going to be a great game. Every game this week, and you know what, I was disappointed last week. I'm going to be honest. Because I thought every game last week was going to be out of this world, and it wasn't. The only game that was really good was your game. Everything else was kind of boring. But this week, I really think they're going to be some great games. And I'm really, really looking forward to it.
And the game last week, man, that took a couple of days out of me. That game sucked the energy. That was an intense game, man. That was really intense. And I got to give a lot of Bears credit, man. A lot of Bear fans. Shout out to the Bear fans, man. They're great fans. They are. And they were classy after it for the most part to me. And I got nothing but respect for their team and them.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for them. There's no doubt. That's about as tough as it gets at home, missing a field goal like that. But let's see what the chat says here. The only way a team owns them is if they sweep them 2 years in a row. I don't know who he's referring to. Colts versus Saints Super Bowl sound. That's what I picked at the beginning, Chuck Charts. Off the upright, off the cross. Yep, Russell. Do we like the Red Sox? No, I mean, you're a Phillies fan, right?
Phillies fit.
Yeah, I'm a Met fan. I've been to your stadium a bunch of times. It's actually a really nice stadium. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same architect. Have you been to Citi Field?
I haven't been to Citi Field. No.
It's almost the same exact
I've
stadium.
been to Baltimore though.
Great stadium.
It's like, yeah.
Camden Yards is beautiful.
Camden, yeah.
Yeah, great stadium.
Camden Yards.
Let's see what we got here. Colts will destroy the Chiefs on Saturday. I don't think they're going to destroy them. I think it's going to be a good game. Eagles going to the Super Bowl. This is Philly.500 adopted me as an Eagles fan. Oh, God, Mr. Bad Dog, don't say that.
There you go. Bad Dog said it. Bad Dog is the Giant fan is saying Eagles are. I love the guy. You got to love it. The adopted Eagle fan strikes again.
I have a feeling
Bad Dog, the Mad Dog.
The Eagles, let's see what we got here. Who that is? UFC Jaguars in the chat. What's going on, UCF? Yes, everybody. Sub him up. I'm gonna be on his channel tomorrow for the 4:30 the first game.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to check.
So we'll probably be on at about 4. Do a little pregame on there. So sub him up. Check us out on there, and then he's coming over to my channel for the night game. So click on UCF Jaguar. Sub him up. Great YouTube over there.
Yeah, I love UCF Jaguar. Great Jaguar. Great video maker, man. I enjoy his videos.
Yeah, great guy. Yeah. He's great friends with JC, who I love. So, yeah. I wish I was the Entertainah. Let's see. What are you talking about by himself? Let's go, UCF Jaguar. Cowboys Patriots Super Bowl would be the worst thing ever. Yes, Caesar, it would. I'm not looking. That's why I'm rooting for the Colts. The Colts, the Chargers. I don't want to see the Patriots. I don't want to see the Eagles. I don't want to see the Cowboys.
Now get ready. You're gonna see the Eagles. You're gonna see the Eagles.
The last 2 years have been devastating. I'm gonna listen to my life as a sports fan. I'm a Met fan. I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm a Giants fan. So since 2011, the Giants have been to the playoffs once. The Knicks haven't been to the playoffs since I was born in '85. And the Mets, they made that one World Series, but other than that, I mean, the last 3 years, they've been at the bottom, all three of those teams, the Knicks, the Giants, and the Mets. It doesn't get worse than that.
Now you guys know how we feel, how we felt for years and years and years. And I always tell people, I say, they'll be like, what's the difference between Giant fans and Eagle fans? I'm like, they're basically the same fans, except for the Eagle fans have had heartbreak, and you guys have won on Super Bowls and stuff. So now it's kind of flipping around a little bit. I kind of like this. I like this seat.
Yeah. Don't get used to it. Don't get used to it. Lots of losing seats. Yeah, it's stuck in the 80s. It's been tough. By the way, we talked about this last week. You're a movie guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like movies, yeah.
Check out Stuck in the 80s channel. It's really good. It's
Stuck in the 80s channel? Okay.
Yeah, he's got good movie. I'm a big movie guy, so I really appreciate his channel.
Stuck in the 80s. I got to remember that. Okay. Yeah, and if he comments on my section or something, I will definitely sub him up and stuff.
Yeah, Skull says, my man Chris, did you like my prediction video? Yes, I did. You did a good job over there, Skull. Crazy Dog says the Knicks made the playoffs. I was being sarcastic, Crazy Dog. Obviously, they made the playoffs since '85. They had Patrick Ewing on the team with Charles Sprewell, Carmelo Anthony. I know they've made the playoffs. They've just been a horrible franchise. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, so it's 9:09. We're gonna hang around till 9:35. I'm gonna get on Bad Dog's channel by 9:45, 9:50.
Bad Dog. Yeah, get Bad Dog's channel. I'm gonna go to that channel tonight. I'm gonna come hang out with you guys.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a blast. Everybody sub up Mr. Bad Dog if you haven't done it. But guys,
Yes.
if you have questions for my man Philly.500, if you have questions for me, shout them out. Anything. If you want to talk about, you know, eggnog, if you want to talk about football, if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, we'll answer it. We're gonna give you 25 minutes. So shout them out.
There you go.
Shout them out.
Let's do it.
What's the Super Bowl? I'm a Jaguar, so I don't know UCF Jaguar says.
Jaguars need a quarterback. That's the problem. Nick Foles, if the Eagles trade, perfect guy for him. A guy that can do it and win on that team, I think they could be an instant contender. But they need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback. That's for damn sure. Who doesn't want to see Drew Brees get his second besides King Dingbat? I would love to see him get a second. I love Drew Brees. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a great guy.
He's a great. I love Drew Brees.
Yeah.
But he's got to go down someday.
I'm rooting for him. Obviously, I like Drew Brees. I'd like to see him get a second ring. Philly.500 favorite Eagles player of all time. Asked by Mr. Bad Dog.
Reggie White is my favorite all-time Eagle. Favorite all-time. And then my second favorite is Brian Dawkins. And my third favorite is Randall Cunningham. That's my top three. Reggie White, I was young, and I was at a training camp, and he was there. He waved to all the kids, and I was there. And it was like, he was like, like a man amongst men. Like, the players, you could tell, looked up to Reggie White. Like, there was just something about him, and I just love Reggie White.
Reggie White's was a great player, great guy. Let's see what we got here. Yo, Phil, the Entertainah talking porn.
That dude's awesome. What a name. The Entertainah. Dude, I think I know what your next song's gonna be. I got a song for your channel.
You got a song for me?
I think I do. But I'm gonna wait on it a little bit.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Philly.500's got a song for the channel. I'm looking forward to that.
I got one for EDP too. EDP's gonna piss in your mouth. That's my next one.
Oh God. Who is your least favorite Eagle of all time? One Giant Rebuttal asks.
My least favorite. Oh man. Well, a guy named Jamie Asher. He didn't last long with the Eagles, but when he was with the Redskins, I was at a Flyers-Caps game in D.C., and he got in a fight with me in the bar. And then, in the offseason, he signed with the Eagles, so I didn't like him from the beginning.
All right, so
so it was personal.
Well, that makes sense.
He was mad because he had a friend. His friend was trying to pour beer on me because I said I was an Eagle fan. So he tried to break it up, and he's trying to grab, he touches my chest, and his friend, I'm like, get your 3 and 13 hands off me, because he was a Redskin fan. Then we started getting into it, and it was a whole thing. It was crazy. But that would be my
Philly.500 got into a fight, huh?
Yeah,
I can't see Philly.500 is too nice of a guy. I can't see it.
It was more of a pushing match.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy Dog says, I'm digging the new intro. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like it. I like the new intro I just made today. What is my favorite game and board game of all time? All right, we'll both answer that. Madden. I'm a football fan. And my favorite board game. I'd have to think about that. I always liked, I don't know if it qualifies as a board game. I always liked Scattergories. You ever play that? I used to play that when I was a kid with my family. Clue is a good one.
So it is a video game and
board game. Monopoly's a good one.
Last of Us video game.
Okay, what is that? I don't know what that is.
It's like this like zombie type game. It's called Last of Us on PlayStation. That is by far my favorite game ever. My favorite board game probably would be Risk. Do you remember Risk?
Yeah, I remember Risk. Yeah.
Risk.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Gamer 500,000 says, "Tell Philly I said hi."
What's up, buddy?
Chuck Short says, I think we know. I think we know what he's gonna say. But which Chuck Short wants to know which team has the best fight song.
It's not even close. The Eagles.
Even I would say that, and I hate the song, but that's
everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
Even if you're not an Eagle fan, like Josh, shout out to Josh from the Sports Story, but he's like Bears down. I'm like, what the hell is he? I never heard this song.
Yeah.
You know, and then the whole score, like Eagles. I know their fight song. Everybody knows their fight song.
Yeah.
So it has to be us.
Even I would say that. What is your entertainer talking point? I'm not even going to ask that question.
What is it? Ask anything. Ask anything and everything.
No. He says, what's your top 10 male porn stars of 2003?
My number one is entertainer talking porn. He's my number one. That's my number one. You're doing a great job, buddy. Even if that thing's like that, just keep pumping away. Keep pumping away.
Philly.500 is the best. Will Carson Wentz go to the Giants? Russell Johnson wants to know. No. The only way Carson Wentz doesn't come back is if Nick Foles wins a Super Bowl. Then it's a debate. Well, I will say this. I think you guys are keeping Nick Foles for one more year. I think you're gonna franchise him. I think you might franchise him.
Yeah. I've on purpose avoided this debate because I figure all season we're going to be Eagle fans are going to be going at it. We're going to be going at this, arguing. My thing is, I'm not getting rid of Carson Wentz. He's a 26-year-old MVP caliber quarterback. If Nick Foles wins the whole thing, I keep them both. I don't extend Wentz. I keep them both. But if he doesn't, I think he's going to end up. I think he's going to be gone. I think they're going to trade Foles, and I think they'll get somebody to do it. Maybe the Denver Broncos, right? They just hired a defensive coordinator. When you hire a defensive coordinator, in my opinion, you don't want a young rookie quarterback. You need a veteran.
Good point.
And maybe perfect type guy.
And he's a good fit there because they already have kind of the molding of a defense with that pass rush they got there. You might be right. That's a good fit there. Philly.500, did you ever go to an Eagles game at Veterans Stadium back? I'm sure you have, right?
Oh yeah, several. That was the best.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I've been to the Link, I've been to the Vet. I take the Vet. As horrible as it was, as disgusting as it was, the bathrooms, and I would hold it in the whole thing because I wouldn't wait in that line. Dude, there's just something about that stadium.
Yeah, I'm the same way with the Mets. It
was like.
It would check the same way.
But it felt intimidating to the other team. You felt like that, you know? The first game I went, I don't know if you remember, it was an old Randall Cunningham game where he runs like 70 yards down the field.
Okay.
On a bootleg. That was the first Vet game I went. That was like in the 80s, like 87 or 88, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 3, yeah.
Yeah. That was, so the Vet, I loved the Vet.
Was that the stadium where they had the prison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never went. I never got in trouble. I was too young.
Better life in New York or Philly? Well, he doesn't live in Philly.
No.
I'm going to say neither. They're both too expensive to live in. That's what I'm
too expensive. Yeah, they're both too expensive, and it's too expensive where I'm at. So.
Yeah, LA's probably even just as expensive as New York.
It's horrible here.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah. Let's see what he got. Philly, you got to stroke that goatee for the fans.
Where's Entertainah talking for? You watching? I'm just kidding, buddy. I love you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I wish the Giants didn't share a stadium with. Yeah, so do we. Philly.500. Let's sit. No, not gonna do that. Do you guys have a college team or just? Yeah, I'm a Notre Dame fan. Who's your college team?
You know, I like Penn State, and I also have a thing for the Miami Hurricanes because my cousin was a big Hurricane fan growing up. So those are the two teams I kind of watch.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people were big Hurricanes fans in my generation because that's when they really took off. I mean, I know they were big in the 80s too, but, you know, with the U and all that, they had a ton of great teams in that. I never liked them, but they obviously have a ton of great pros. But let's see what we got here. UCF says, Philly, I'm rooting for the Eagles this weekend because I love the Nick Foles story.
Thank you, buddy. I know. It's an amazing story, and this would be even a bigger story than last year.
Yeah. Colby says he loves your video. Or she, I don't know if it's he or she, but they love your videos.
Thank you.
Leonard Fournette for Foles. Jags need a quarterback, Afghanistan says.
I don't want Leonard Fournette with the Eagles. He's got to prove that he can stay healthy. I like Fournette as a player, but I don't know if I want that kind of back.
I'm with you. I'm not a big Fournette fan myself. He was great in college. He's a good player, but I don't think he's kind of like a plotting running back. He's good, but he's not a difference maker in my opinion.
Yeah. I want a back that can catch out of the backfield. You know, like, I mean, I love Saquon Barkley, but you're not getting him. No.
Yeah, you're not getting him.
No, I'm not getting him.
Enzo says, Entertainah, my brother had to watch. Yeah, I heard, Enzo. Thank you for tuning into the chat. Anyway, Philly, what do you think of Andy Reid?
Great coach, but doesn't win the big games. That's pretty much it. I like him. I respect him. I respect what he did for us. But Andy Reid has to show me he can win the big game. He hasn't.
And I think that's why you're picking the Colts this weekend.
That's one of the reasons, yeah. It is.
They don't win. They don't win. Let's see what we got here.
And the other reason is Andrew Luck and just the way that I think they can score points and match Kansas City. I think they can keep up.
I agree.
And, you know, one thing we didn't talk about is Kareem Hunt leaving and going, I think, is a big deal for the Kansas City Chiefs. I do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When they lost Kareem Hunt, I said to myself, this isn't going to be a big deal because I've looked over the course of Andy Reid's career, and every time you saw with the Eagles, when McCoy got hurt, Bryce Brown stepped in, he played well. Spencer Ware came in the first time when Charles went down, he played well. It seems like running backs were always able to step in and fill that void under the Andy Reid offense. But this year, they're not the same offense without Kareem Hunt. They have not been the same offense since they lost him.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I agree.
You know, it's not the same team. Worst stadium to take a dump, John.
What is it?
John Wilson wants to know what's the worst stadium to take a dump.
The Redskins Stadium, probably. Well, I forget what the name of it. FedEx Field?
I've been there once.
That was horrible. I've been there a couple times. I hated that place.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. I'm not a big fan of FedEx either. You might want to get to Bad Dog's channel, Colby says. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be over there in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Jack and Honey get you. Yeah, Joe Lutt's a big Jack and Honey guy. Eagles Stadium, because Pavit says Eagles Stadium is the worst because it's shitty all around.
Actually, I like Link. I like the new stadium.
I've never been there. I've never been there.
No. Yeah. No, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I've never been there. I want to go there. Rover Sports keeps telling me I got to go to a game with him there because he lives in Philly. So I'm probably going to go there next year.
Yeah, you should. It's fun, man.
I shouldn't wear my Giant. I shouldn't wear my Giant stuff though.
You know, to me, like, if you guys are winning, which will never happen because you don't beat the Eagles, you shouldn't have a problem.
Philly.500, have you looked at the draft much? If so, who's your favorite Eagles draft? That's a good question there by Big Blue.
I haven't done my stuff yet.
What's the Eagles' biggest need? That's a better question.
I think there's, in my humble opinion, I think you got to go offensive line. You got to go speed wide receiver, somebody that can stretch the field, or a running back. I think the Eagles need weapons. They need to be able to score more points. I think they can fix the defense with later picks in the draft and free agency.
I'm with you. I think you guys need one dynamic weapon.
We need that Deshaun Jackson type guy.
Cop Pizzle's in the house. Cop Pizzle, love Cop Pizzle.
I love Cop Pizzle. Shout out to Cop Pizzle.
Yeah, anybody who has a chat, and he says, "What's up, Philly.500? You booger eater."
What's up, man? How are you?
Cop Pizzle, sub that guy up. Great YouTuber there. Love that guy. He's got great content over there.
I don't know what you're talking about being a boogie eater.
Let's see what we got here. Don't go to Chris, yo, tell Philly.500 to check me out. I've been waiting like 26 minutes. All right. Skull wants you to check out his channel when you get a chance.
Is it Skull SKOL? SKUL?
SKULL.
Okay.
SKULL.
Put a comment in my comment section, my latest video, and I will go and I will sub them up.
Anybody
that does it, I will. Just say, hey, subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you.
Yeah, gotta love the pizzle there, John. I always appreciate when he tunes into my streams. YouTube legend over there.
Yeah, he is a legend, man. There's no doubt that guy's a legend.
Yeah.
I love him.
Baker Mayfield will be the MVP next year, Chuck Short says. I love Baker Mayfield. He's one of my favorite players in the league. That might be jumping the gun a little bit, but I do think he's got a very bright future in this league.
He was way more advanced than I thought he was going to be coming out of college. I thought it would take him a year struggling. I didn't think he was going to make the jump so easy.
Yeah, he was fantastic this year. That's a good question for you. I don't know if we talked about this last week. I don't think we did. Who would you take for Rookie of the Year this year?
God, that's it. I honestly, I think I may go co-MVPs. Baker Mayfield.
Co-Rookie of the Year, you mean?
Co-Rookie of the Year, yeah. Is that what you asked me? Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year, yeah. Rookie of the Year,
yeah. Rookie of the Year would be Baker Mayfield and
Saquon.
And Barkley. I think they should split it. They had co-MVPs before.
Steve McNair
with Manning
and
Steve McNair.
Yeah.
So why not co-rookies? Because I don't know how either one of those guys doesn't deserve it.
I think it's that close. Sports Fury's in the house. What's going on, Sports Fury?
What's up, Sports Fury?
They got
Which
a
one?
great channel. It just says the Sports Fury. But
they're the best.
But they got a great channel over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody's checked them out. But if you haven't done so, please do it. They're monsters on YouTube. Yeah. So as far as the Rookie of the Year talk between Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley, I'm a Giants fan. I love Saquon Barkley. I think he's the best running back in football. I think he's an unbelievable talent. But I got to be honest. I mean, if I had to pick one, I would actually pick Baker Mayfield because he played that well for that team. And I'm not saying that Mayfield's a better player than Barkley. I don't think he is. I think Barkley had the better year. But when you factor in where the Cleveland came from, and you know what I'm saying? They won one game in the last 34 before he took over as the starter. And then they went 7-7 with him as the starter. I mean, what he did for that organization, the hope and the energy he brought the Cleveland fan base.
Yeah,
it's tough to say he shouldn't get it.
And the transition from a quarterback in the league from a running, or it's easier to be a running back and come into the NFL than to be a quarterback and come into the NFL.
And he set the record for most touchdown passes ever by a rookie.
Me personally,
yeah.
I have to go co-MVP. I really would because I mean Barkley. Do you look? He's like over 2,000 total yards.
He leads the league in total. He leads the league.
Ridiculous.
Leads the league in yards from scrimmage.
Now I don't know if you know, but I was doing videos on Saquon Barkley, like specific videos of him in Penn State because I'm a Penn State fan. I love Saquon Barkley, and I was like, this guy is coming up. This guy is the next great running back. Great. And there's videos of me saying it. I'm like, you got. This guy is unbelievable. Whoever's going to get this guy, whatever, just don't let it be the Giants.
Yeah,
that's what I said. And of course,
it's the Giants. But it worked out. I mean, it worked. A lot of Giants fans didn't want us taking Saquon Barkley. I think it worked out. I think it worked out for both the Jets and the Giants. I think Darnold's going to be a great quarterback. Well, good quarterback for the Jets. And I think Barkley was the right pick for us. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a big piece for this team going forward, and he's gonna make that quarterback's job so much easier. So I commend Gettleman for having the balls to make that pick.
Well, I'll say this. I think two things I'll say. I think that the Giants have to be careful not to fall into that mediocrity hell where you have a running back that's so good, like Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, and you're always winning 7-8 games. And you're never able to get that franchise quarterback because you're never picking high enough to get him. So you got to be very careful of that. That would be my concern if I was a Giant fan. The other thing is I think the Browns screwed up because I think if they draft Barkley 1, the Giants look to trade back. And if the Giants look to trade back, they can trade from 4 to 2 and have gotten Baker Mayfield and Barkley. Just a thought.
But one thing I will say. That might very well be what happened. But one thing I will say is, what's going on, Last Jedi? Thank you for tuning in the stream. We're going to be closing this out in about 5 minutes. But one thing I will say is we don't know what the Giants thought about Baker Mayfield.
No, we don't.
The Giants might have grabbed Baker Mayfield had they not taken him. And that might have been what the Browns feared.
Right. Might have been. But from just the speculation, it sounded like if Barkley wasn't there, they were moving back.
Yeah, I think they would have taken Nelson. I think they would have taken Quentin Nelson.
So... I mean, if can you imagine if the Browns had came out of this draft with Bateman and him? Holy crap!
I'll tell you, Chubb's nothing to sneeze at though. The running back they got.
Nothing. Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's a pretty good running back too.
Yeah.
I gotta get I'll go 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, and I gotta get bad. Then we gotta go out and sing the Bad Dog song.
Bad Dog song. Bad dog is a mad dog, 'cause he knows the Giants always stink. You could find that on iTunes.
Anybody that ever wants to hear that song again, his link is in the description below. He's got one of the best best channels on YouTube. He's an Eagles fan, but I give him the respect he deserves. Sub this man up. And I don't know if I think I did, but if I didn't, congratulations on 10K subs. I know you hit that pretty recently.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
You got it, my man. You got it, my man. Enzo, I appreciate that, my man.
Is Entertainer Talking Porn still here? I love that guy. I love that guy.
I don't know how he came up with that name, but
that guy's awesome. I don't want him to think I'm like busting on him a lot. It's all in good fun, dude.
Philly.500 says, I think I'm going to sub up this Philly.500 guy. I mean, you've only been on his channel a few times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, your intro literally includes them in it. So,
yeah.
Now, let me ask you that real quick, because I have no idea. The intro, it's like you shooting them with like a Nerf gun or whatever.
Yeah. It's a Nerf gun.
Was that planned out? Like, did you?
No. I did a video where I did this like whole movie skit of Die Hard.
Right.
Like a part of Die Hard, and I shot it, and then I guess they were doing a stream and they flipped the beer cap and it hit him. And then this guy, Jason Morgan, who's a meme guy, I love Jason Morgan, shout out to him. He kind of split it up and sent it to me, and he put it on Twitter, but then he sent it to me. He's like, use this as an intro. So I played around with it, and that's kind of what I came up with.
That's awesome. I laugh. I laugh every time I.
But that video, the whole thing through where I shoot and hit, that's all Jason Morgan, man. That goes to him. He's just nice enough to give me. He is just like, here, have it, you know.
That's awesome.
So.
All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, shout out to Jason Morgan, absolutely. That's my favorite intro on YouTube. Can I get a shout out, Chris? Yeah, of course, man. Thank you for doing it. There he is. There's the Entertainer Talking Porn.
That's the dude.
Entertainer for male porn star.
Keep pumping, buddy. Keep it pumping.
He says Entertainer for male porn star of the year.
Yeah.
Eric Donahue says, Philly.500, if you could bring back one offensive and defensive player in their prime to this year's team, who would they be?
Are they like players ever or Eagles?
I think he said Eagles.
Eagles. Reggie White on defense, and give me Terrell Owens on offense.
Terrell Owens, really? Well, he was
that one year in 2004 when we went, man, he was so dominating.
Well, I'll say I'm not a big Terrell Owens guy, but I will say this, that he showed a lot of guts playing in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the game that he had was legendary. And but I checked out his channel. I got to message him, but I did check out his channel. I'm going to message him. Philly, which is more hostile, the Link or the Vet? I'd say the Vet.
Vet, not even close. The Vet was louder. It was more intimidating. It was just run down, man. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrible, uncomfortable. Everything was bad about it, but that's why it was just so beautiful. I loved the Vet.
Yeah. I wish I got to see it, man. I still got to go to the Link. I can't wait to do it. But, guys, I have got to get over to Bad Dog's channel. If you haven't done so, please sub that man up. Go over to Bad Dog's channel. We're going to be live in about 15, 20 minutes. Check us out. We're going to be calling the basketball game. I hope to see Philly over there at some point.
I'll be there at some point.
Philly, my man, I'm going to let you close out the stream. I'm going to say thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your channel. If anyone has not done so, Sports Furry, I appreciate that. If anyone has not done so, go into the link in the description. Sub this man up. He's a hard worker. He's always working on YouTube. Check out his channel. I appreciate you coming on. Go on.
Oh, man. Thank you for having me on. It was fun. It was fun talking sports with you and stuff. And I appreciate, anytime you ask me to come on, it's an honor. So thank you. I love your channel. And I just keep wishing you great success, man.
All right, man. I would say, as I said last week, and I hope we get to do this again next week when we do the championship games. But as I said last week, I would wish you luck, but I'd be lying. I'm not rooting for the Eagles. But
I understand.
But guys, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for being great subscribers, and I will see you guys over on Bad Dog's channel. You guys have a great night.